Welcome back. As your children head back to school this week, we want to take extra time to focus on helping students with food allergies. Tonight, Fox 26's Melissa Wilson shows us the difficult things students go through and how we can all make it a little easier on them.
It can be so tough. That's the theme I have constantly heard from local kids with food allergies. My goal here is to help everyone understand just what these kids are going through, how it affects them when people don't take their allergies seriously. We need to embrace these kids, not bully them.
I told them to stop. I don't understand. They just want to hurt me. They tried to make me eat it, but it's like they don't get it.
The Group FAIR, or Food Allergy Research and Education, is using this tool to battle bullying.
School's supposed to feel safe, but sometimes I don't feel that way.
Parents, you can take this PSA to your child's school and share it with teachers and students to help them realize food allergies are no joke.
Bullying is a real issue. 1/3 of all children with food allergies have been bullied. And unfortunately, for 20% of those kids, the bullying has actually happened from a teacher or a staff member at their school.
That may seem hard to believe, but it happened to Grant Stringfellow when he had a substitute teacher. Grant is highly allergic to peanuts, has suffered life-threatening symptoms from them. Yet he says his teacher ate peanut butter crackers in class and wouldn't put them away.
He said, "Who's allergic?" And then I stood up and said, "Me." But he sent me to the corner while he finished eating it. But I think that if he probably just thought it was a rash. So I think if he probably understood it better, he would have put it away right then and washed his mouth out. So then my mom picked me up and I told her, and then she called the school, and he's not allowed to work at my school anymore. But I thought something might have actually been happening, and so I was just scared.
Grant's mom says that instance threatened her son's life. Many people with peanut allergies can be at risk just by being in the same room with nuts. Grant was wise to talk to his mom.
The advice and the counsel that we give is talk to your children even if your children aren't talking to you about it. It's important that you as the parent know, and the research that we've seen recently says that as much as 50% of children don't tell their parents about the bullying.
Dr. Carla Davis, the director of the allergy program at Texas Children's Hospital, is concerned about our young patients.
I think information is very important to stop bullying. Classmates of children with food allergies can play a major part in preventing them from feeling isolated and bullied.
Kids, if somebody's bullying you and you have a food allergy, don't be afraid to speak up. That's the only way it's going to get better, because nobody can do anything for you unless you tell somebody about it.
Wise advice from someone who knows. Food allergies are no laughing matter at Grace School in Houston.
For food allergy, it's no joke. We tell them that. We have signs posted all over the school. We want them to take it seriously, that this isn't something to tease about.
Another frustrating thing about food allergies is they can sometimes cause behavioral problems. Kids sometimes get the wrong diagnosis of ADHD when it's really just a negative reaction to food. Max's mom figured that out about him.
After I started acting weird, like my behavior changed at like age 4 or 5. She started keeping a food journal on what I ate. And she figured that a few years later that everything I had eaten had food coloring in it. So now I can't eat food coloring. But sometimes I'll throw fits and just my temper will be weird.
So you probably don't want the dye, right? You want to read labels too so you don't feel that way?
Yes, ma'am.
Max and his family read every label now because food coloring is in things you'd never think of, like pickles. It's also a challenge for these kids to travel.
It makes it hard to go places without worrying about taking an EpiPen everywhere.
So you just make sure you have it with you. How about you? How does it affect you?
Well, sometimes people won't know like what's in the food, and I'll, have to take the chance of eating it or just not eat it.
2 little girls went into anaphylactic shock 30,000 feet above ground this month. One of the 4-year-olds accidentally ate a cashew, and her plane was forced to make an emergency landing. Her mom says the airline refused to make her next flight nut-free and kicked her off the flight. In another horrifying event this month, the passenger ignored repeated warnings to avoid nuts, and 4-year-old Faye Platten stopped breathing during her flight because of it. Luckily, quick actions and her EpiPen saved her life. Understanding how severe food allergies can be is the key.
Until then,
as the group FAIR says, you can help save a life or help someone have a better one. Melissa Wilson, Fox 26 News.
Well, there's some good news here. Some children do outgrow their allergies. And tomorrow night, Melissa shows us how parents, with the doctor's guidance, can find that out for sure.